So the last time we checked in with Maple, she was about 6 months old, and that update went a little something like, this is what our plans are for her, and then I think we took her on a quick shed hunt as well. Things have changed since then. She's now officially going to be full-bore bird dog instead of shed hunting or blood trailing, at least for right now. But I wanted to bring a video out talking about how we took her from pretty much like a blank slate puppy, not coming from a hunting style pedigree, not coming from a fancy specific breeder or anything like that, up to the point where she's now pointing, scenting, and retrieving birds for us. So let's get started. Thank you. So if you haven't met Maple or you don't know what I'm talking about in this video, this is Maple. She's 8 months old. She's our German Shorthaired Pointer. We got her at, how old was she when we got her?
8 weeks?
8 weeks old, yeah. So pretty much right off of her mom. She came from a litter of 10, no fancy pedigree, not from a hunting breeder or anything, and not from a kennel. Just a family friend that happened to be breeding GSPs and have a litter for us to grab a puppy from. Bugs out here, dude. So the point of this video is kind of just to explain, hello, what we've done to get her to the point now and what I've kind of learned trying to raise a bird dog to do bird dog stuff. So we'll just start from the beginning and keep in mind that a lot of what I'm talking about here, again, is my one-of-one experience and might change with your dog, and it'll probably change with the next dog that I get. So right off the bat, as soon as we brought her home, it was obedience training, and more obedience training. It sounds boring, don't click off the video yet. When she was a puppy, she was very excited to do what we asked of her. She's very into pleasing her owners, and she's really receptive to that. We essentially just did at least 2 sessions a day, I would say, of sit, stay, basic things like that, and like an abbreviated version of woe training. And we just gave her kibble from her meals to use as treats for that. Once we got through that, which took us to like the 5-month mark, we started to introduce e-collar training, which is the sport dog remote I'm carrying with me right now. At 5 months, she's a little young to be getting actual electric stimulation, so it was just vibrate. And even to this day, she responds really well to just the vibrate function. I'll kind of do a little, oh, she's on the half point right now. Come, come. Yeah. So her recall is really good, which is going to be super important, obviously, for actually having her in the field. But it also helps us just take her off leash for hikes around public land like this, which is really nice. So we got recall training woven into the obedience stuff. And again, this became like a 2 or 3 times a week type of deal, not overbearing to the point where she's getting annoyed with it. But I wanted her to know that when that electric collar goes on, it's like work time. And she seems to sort of have a shift in her approach to things once that collar goes on, which is really cool to see. That's a red-winged blackbird. You know how you can tell?
By its wings.
Blackbird with red wings. Wild. So as far as her obedience training and e-collar stuff goes, and most of the intro level training with her, we relied a lot on a channel called Standing Stone Kennels. I'll leave them linked down below the video as well. They walked us through just about everything that we taught her in the house before we actually started taking her to a legitimate trainer. So obedience including sit, stay, whoa, place, spin.
You say lay.
Yeah, lay down, play dead, all that useful stuff that you need for a hunting dog. Once we had all of that nailed down, we had to sort of make a decision on how we were going to train her with birds, because my initial idea for her was to set her up as a shed dog and a blood trailing dog. And we decided one day to just go do an introductory class with an actual bird dog trainer. That specific bird dog trainer is Chris from High Point Kennels and Alliance. I'll also leave his website linked down below because he's been wonderful to us since we started. But we had an introductory class with her, and I essentially watched her scent. Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah, good girl. Go on. But the first time I watched her scent and point on a bird, with no previous training, just operating completely off of instinct, I was like, I don't think shed hunting or blood trailing matters that much to me anymore, and I think we're just going to do specifically bird dog stuff. So we've been working with Chris a lot on live bird training, because that's just something that we can't get the resources to do on our own. We'd have to start raising homing pigeons or something, and I feel like you don't want to do that. I want to do that.
thanks.
So Chris took us up from just normal quail introduction and getting her used to being around birds, working up to pigeons in launchers. So he'll plant them for you and then walk your dog downwind. Your dog will hopefully catch the scent. Her nose on her is fascinating how that thing works, but once she gets the scent, she stops and points on it, and then he can remotely activate the launcher. And the idea is to get her to track the bird through the air but not jump off sides before it's launched, or not pressure the bird. If the bird gets pressured, then we launch it early so that she understands she can't physically get it on her own. We have to be involved to actually get her the bird. And we've graduated her all the way up to actually shooting birds over her at this point, and now it's just putting all the pieces together at the end. We had a little bit of drama getting her to care about retrieving birds for us, because funny enough, even though she's a bird dog, good girl, come. She's gonna run right past me, blasted right through that. Even though she's a bird dog, she doesn't like the texture of feathers because she's a diva. And she would mouth at a dead quail. She would immediately drop it and act like she just licked a freaking battery or something and try to spit out the feathers for a while. So this is where I actually had to sort of be a trainer a little bit. We started with a dummy. She was retrieving a dummy like crazy on command. I could throw it, have her hold next to me, you know, give her whoa commands, she would hold, and then I could say fetch, and she would go get the dummy and bring it back to me and get a reward. As soon as I took a quail and just rubbed it on the bumper, she tweaked out and could not handle picking up the bumper anymore. So we had to get over that hurdle, which was kind of hilarious, honestly. So once we got her fetching a scented bumper, then I was able to actually take feathers off of the quail and tape them to the bumper itself. Looks a little bit silly, but it worked out really well. That was a whole new roadblock, and we had to train her how to pick that up and retrieve it to me as well. She was actually trying to bite the spots on the bumper that didn't have feathers because she really didn't want feathers in her mouth. And just by repping that and repping that and repping that, only a few times, not enough to like frustrate her and make her not like it, just a few good reps and then bring her inside and tackle it again the next day. She was eventually able to actually retrieve a quail for me, and now we've got her doing all the pieces separately and every once in a while putting them together up at the kennels and training with Chris. So with all that being said, what have I learned from training my first hunting dog? Well, just from the training, not even having technically hunted her yet, this style of hunting from the training I've been doing seems like it's going to be even more rewarding than the hunting I've grown up doing my whole life, so the deer and turkey hunting and stuff like that. I am ridiculously excited to get her on some live birds and shoot more birds over her. We'll probably go to some privately owned ranches and do that around the area first, and then once our pheasant season rolls in November, I expect to be getting her out quite a bit. Also over in Pennsylvania, they have a pretty good pheasant hunting program there as well. So that's pretty much going to wrap up the update on Maple as it stands right now. I'll be bringing more updates in the future as we move through more training, developing more skills for her, and eventually getting her out for her first bird hunt. Oh my goodness, attack the camera lady, why not? If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, checking out the channel. If you want to see her going on her first few bird hunts, those will be coming to the channel later this year as well. And if you happen to be training your own dog at home for something like this, again, I'm not a trainer, I'm about as far from a professional as you can get, but we have been doing it and we've been learning things along the way that you might find useful, and we can start a discussion down in the comments. Other than that, guys, I got nothing else for you. Thank you so much for watching as always, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. You say bye?
Say bye, Meepy.
See you later.
Later.